Wednesday, 3rd of June 2026. 3 Asia-Pacific II stories before your first coffee. New Delhi's IT Amendment Rules 2026. Enforced since 20th of February, impose Asia's first hard labelling mandate on synthetic content and a 3-hour takedown clock for flagged unlawful material. The rules require AI-generated images, audio and video to carry a visible label covering at least 10% of the content's duration or display area, placing the compliance burden squarely on platforms operating in India. 1 quarter in, a second amendment draft opened on 30th of March with public consultation running through 7th of May, signalling the government intends to tighten the regime further before year-end. Why it matters. Indian platforms and any foreign service with Indian users now carry real operational cost for synthetic content detection and labelling at scale, a requirement no other major Asian jurisdiction has codified this precisely. Builders shipping generative features into India need watermarking and metadata pipelines that meet the 10% threshold or risk takedown exposure within 3 hours. Capital allocators should note that the India AI mission has onboarded 38,000 GPUs at 65 rupees per hour, which lowers the compute barrier for domestic compliance, tooling startups. The second-order effect to track is whether the draft Second Amendment, still in consultation, extends labelling obligations upstream to model providers rather than just platforms, a shift that would ripple through every API serving Indian end users. Seoul's ICT Minister Bae Kyung-hoon declared on the 1st of June that 2026 is the year Korea's national AI strategy shifts from planning to construction, backing the claim with a proposed 9.9 trillion won budget for the year, nearly half of which flows to entirely new initiatives. The programme sets a public and private GPU target of 52,000 by 2028, scaling to 260,000 by 2030, and bundles in sovereign Korean benchmarks, a co-scientist research model, and full-scale 6G investment. That makes it one of the most granular national AI build-out plans anywhere in Asia Pacific right now. Why it matters, Korea is putting hard numbers on what most governments still describe in white papers. Builders training or fine-tuning models in Korean will benefit from sovereign benchmarks and dedicated compute, but the 260,000 GPU target by 2030 also signals that Seoul intends to reduce its dependence on hyperscaler capacity controlled offshore. Capital allocators should watch the 47.7% new initiative share of the budget closely, because that money will flow through procurement channels that favour domestic integrators and semiconductor suppliers. The co-scientist research model pairing government labs with private AI teams could reshape how Korean universities and startups collaborate on foundation model work. The second-order effect worth tracking, whether this level of state-directed compute build-out pressures Tokyo and Taipei to accelerate their own GPU procurement timelines. Seoul's Naver launches Mate this month, a paid creator program funneling 20 billion per one a year to roughly 3,000 creators per month, whose content trains and feeds the company's AI briefing product. AI Briefing already serves around 30 million monthly users in Korea, making it one of the highest reach AI consumer surfaces in Asia. The program sits inside a larger 1 trillion won 5-year AI creator commitment Naver unveiled on 28th May 2026 and follows the AI tab beta crossing 3 million users in its first month of operation. Why it matters. Naver is building a direct payment pipeline between AI output and human input at a scale no other Asian platform has matched publicly. For creators, this sets a price floor on AI training content in Korea and pressures rivals like Kakao to follow with their own compensation frameworks or risk losing top contributors. For builders across the region, the signal is that synthetic content alone will not sustain consumer AI products at scale, and licensed human expertise carries a real line item. Capital allocators should watch whether the $1 trillion commitment pulls creator economics into AI platform valuations more broadly, especially as Japan and Southeast Asian super apps face the same content supply question. That is your AI in Asia briefing for today. Stay sharp, build well, see you tomorrow.